Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy. I'm sure you guys already know that if you're sitting here waiting in the chat. But for those of you who are new to the channel, we have been doing this now full time for, wow, going on, what, 6 years now? Going on pretty soon. I mean, that's full time. And then 2022 is, 2002 is when I started just kind of doing it part-time while I was working my 9 to 5. So I have the perspective of doing it full-time. I have the perspective of doing it part-time. And that's kind of what we are. And this channel is just about, documenting our adventure, talking about things that works for us and things that doesn't work. And I think it got me to thinking about this topic of undocumented eBay selling hacks, right? And when we say undocumented, it's kind of like, for lack of a better term, really, what are some things that you do that are sort of against the grain that work for you? Now, got me thinking, listening to Primo Chemo, his live today, and he was talking about how he does a dynamic promotion listing to increase the sales. So he's utilizing dynamic promotions where you tell eBay, okay, on all my listings, I want to go up to the suggested, but I want to draw a line here. So suggested could be for a lot of categories 10, 15%. He might be at 5%, right? And so he'll never go above 5. But if suggested is at 4, which I don't ever think it would be, it will be at 4. That makes sense. So that's sort of what dynamic is, and that's how he uses it. And he seems to believe that he's getting better results utilizing that tactic rather than just saying, okay, I'm going to go 8% here or 3% there, and setting your individual listings, with promoted. So it's interesting to me, and there's no documentation for that, right? This is just trial and error. We do things that we, maybe we don't know. We don't know what we don't know, so we try something new. And then it doesn't work, or it works, right? And now, or maybe it's just coincidence, like hitting the like button. We talk about hit the like button, and within the next 24 hours, you're going to get a sale. Well, we say that kind of in jest, but maybe there's something to it, because there's so many people that are watching the live and they hit the like button, and within minutes they're getting sales. But, I've never had to give an apology to anyone yet because they haven't gotten any sales. I guess, well, it was that something collectibles.
Simply?
No. Forgot the channel, but
oh my God.
He's always go on Beard's channel and say, oh, I'm getting the sales here, but I'm not getting them here. But we always say 24 hours. But
I'm drawing a blank.
There's no documented proof that any of this nonsense works, right? But we just say it for fun, and we put the good vibes out there. For me, it's listing every day. Listing every stupid single day. Now, I know that eBay has come out and said, look, you don't have to list every single day. But my success has been, I think even, what's his face? Tekken Sports has said the same thing, that he lists every day, or he has a system in place to list every day. And it's worked. It's worked for him, and it works for me. Right now, there's days that I get no sales, and that's maybe once or twice a year. But usually, it's a day following a huge day. It's like eBay is sort of offsetting my good sales day, sort of like correcting what maybe they didn't get a chance to stop from happening, me getting huge sales. I really do believe, and this is just, again, we're talking about things that are undocumented, so let's talk about it. I really do believe that eBay throttles our traffic in such a way to where we're not, like, for instance, I could list 500 iPhones tomorrow, and eBay is not going to inundate me to a point where they're going to have me sell all 500 iPhones. I just don't think that's going to happen. They are interested in the customer buying experience, and they know if they overwhelm a seller to, have to now ship all these things that they just sold, it may not result in the best buyer experience. So for me, I really do believe, just based on what I've seen, and all we can do is go by what we've seen, because eBay is not going to come out and tell us we're correct or not. And some of you guys are going to say, well, you're full of SHIT. In other words, others are going to say, yeah, I've seen that myself. But I do firmly believe that you can grow a business on eBay, but you got to do it incrementally. And if eBay feels, based on your history, track record, seller level, all these things that have to do with your account health, they sort of have a kind of a guideline of where they want you to be based on. Now, you might have a great day, but they might temper that great day with slower sales. Now, that's not to say you can't grow and tear it up, but that's just what I've seen, doing the things I've been doing over and over and over again. Now, if I get a truckload of merchandise that I can list, boom, 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 and I double the size of my store overnight, will that, what I just said, mean that I won't get any sales? No, I think you'll get it in proportion, but I do believe eBay does have that in mind when they're showing your items to other people. That's just me. I just am firmly believing that. But listing every day, I think, is a big, big deal for me. And I think it's just more than listing one item. I think once I start getting into, and I don't list a lot of items. I'll list, you guys know my story. I have bigger items. There's more involvement in the actual, getting the item, taking it out of the box, making sure it works, making sure everything's there, cleaning everything, photos, all the works. Due to the nature of the item, sometimes testing is probably the longest part, but there's so much involved that I might get 5 to 10 items done in a day. But if I get on a roll and get like 10 to 15 going, I get over 5 and I'm strongly listing, I'll play what I call tug of war with eBay, where I'm making a sale, I list another item. I make a sale, list another item. And it's kind of like that. And before you know it, I have a lot of sales that day. Those days don't happen all that often because I have a whole lot going on. But when they do, it's like, seems to be much more than just a coincidence. When I'm gone, like for instance, when I go to California, it's like eBay knows that I'm gone, right? So it's like, it kind of works both ways. But that's kind of how I feel. And we get guys like Bert on the PPP. We brought him back on the podcast. If you're not watching that podcast, don't know what you're doing. You need to be watching it, because there's a lot of good nuggets there that we, between myself, Beard, and Josh, we bring a lot of experience, but we also been bringing on guests. And they'll be talking about things that, like Bert, talking about what he knew to be fact 5 years ago, right? Back in 2019 when he was still with the company. But so much has changed, right? So, and I guess when we talk about guests like that, how much can we fall back on that's best practice that worked 10 years ago versus what's changed and what you need to be doing? I think a lot of it, like promoted listings, I think a lot of that's changed beyond his knowledge. So it just really, there's a lot of things that you could do. And, I think a lot of times we come out and say, well, this is what eBay wants you to do. And I think the message is sometimes taken the wrong way. A lot of people are thinking, well, if John's saying this or Scott's saying this, then this thing that works for me, I shouldn't be doing. But I really do believe that you need to do what works for you. Don't worry about what I say. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Don't worry about what you read on eBay. If X, Y, and Z is working for you, why would you do ABC? But I want to know what you guys do along those lines. Are there anything that would be sort of unorthodox that works for you, or a hack or a tip that you can share? Maybe somebody out there is so to the point where they are willing to try anything. Why not? And I'm a big proponent also of end item sell similar. I'm a really huge believer in that. There's some unbaked things in the algorithm that we will never understand because eBay will never tell us. We can only guess as to what's going on. These things are newer than the information that Bert gives us. What things are in that code that allows us to do things that are undocumented that work. So I want to know in the chat or the comments, if you're watching after the fact, what are some things that you do that just work for you and you're going to keep doing them regardless of what anyone else says? That's what I want to know. Shannon wants to know, please define the term diet tribe. I'm probably hearing you wrong, but it is a common phrase you say, I wish I understood. LOL, 5-part comment coming. So Shannon had some time to comment while waiting for the live. Diet tribe is one word. I guess the way you have it is
it's diatribe.
Yeah.
DIATRIBE.
Yeah. The way you have it, it's just a bunch of people that are going on a diet. But diatribe is just me getting on here for like 10, 11 minutes straight and just rambling. And a lot of people call it a diatribe, but I know that she kind of jokingly tells me, I need to just shut up and be quiet and stop talking so much. But honestly, it sets the tone for the live. I mean, we're going to be on here for 2 hours. I mean, unless you want to talk for 2 hours.
No.
Right? So that's kind of why I do the diatribe. Now, Shannon wants to know, a few episodes back, it was said that eBay should have buyers click a checkbox before purchasing that acknowledges they read the description for buying as a kind of push towards less INAD returns. I think that if each FA Live you bring the topic up urging sellers to send eBay feedback or email as frequently as possible, telling them as eBay seller, I have an eBay performance suggestion, telling them as an eBay seller, I have an eBay performance suggestion, buyers should be required to click a checkbox before purchasing that they acknowledge. They should be required to click a checkbox so they acknowledge item description, condition, viewed by any necessary photos. If sellers were to band together, all of us were send that same suggestion at least once. Truly feel that can't help but take notice, worth a shot. I think that we are such a small percentage of the entire reselling population that to say collectively, if we all get on and to say, okay, let's tell eBay what we think about this one thing, that it might give an unusual spike in the number of like, wow, we're getting a lot of suggestions for this one thing coming in. But is it enough to make them go in and spend money? Because anything they do to the website, they have to go in and they have to go for the app too, to spend money to change the programming on the website and in the app. Is it worth eBay's time? Is it something that's going to bring back eBay some money? Now, I do believe that I do 100% believe what you're saying should be done, implemented, because you are creating a low effort customer experience. You're reminding the buyer that, there's more to this listing that I need to look at before I buy it. And maybe some will click the box, go back and look at it before clicking the box. But I think there's still going to be so many people. The mindset of buyers right now is they want it fast. They don't want to be like, for instance, you've bought something. Let's say you bought something. Oh, let's go buy a car. You go and buy a car, right? They give you all these like big, long papers to sign when you're about to buy this car. And I don't know about you, but never in my life have I sat there and looked through all the terms and conditions of that contract. I don't know. Have you?
Yeah, no.
And
never.
People just want to buy what they're looking for and at a good price, and they want to buy it fast. So even if eBay was to put a checkbox there to acknowledge they've read, they still will return your item saying that it was not as described. And eBay will still side with the buyer.
It's regardless. A nice thought. I mean, it would be nice to know that people have to read something in order to be purchasing it. But in all reality, people just don't read. I mean, myself included. I don't read the long form from the car dealership.
No, nobody does. I mean, if we would be there for hours going through everything.
We're already there long enough buying a car.
Jackie Bleckner says, Shannon, a diatribe is a lengthy orientation made in criticism of someone or something. But not always. I mean, I guess that might be the definition. But as far as the definition of me, it's like, just I'm up here talking in a diatribe, just a long rambling.
A long-winded ramble.
But there's substance to it.
I know.
Pitco Keith, hi, John, Jenna, I hope all is well. And your mom's doing much better. Send in love and respect.
Yes.
What's the update on that?
Mama's doing great. She's doing physical therapy 2 times a day. So hopefully she's not home yet. They are keeping her for the full length of the 2 weeks, but she should be coming home at the end of the week. Fingers crossed.
Now, I don't know if it's coming up in the title of this video or not. I went and changed it before we started, but wanted to say we are going to be doing a giveaway near the end of the show, so stay with us. I'm not sure exactly. Well, it's on YouTube, but I'm not sure. But Jadens was kind enough to reach out and say, hey, let's do another giveaway on a printer. So let's do that, but we're gonna do it a little later, and we'll figure out about what time. So I'm not gonna cheat, so you can come back. I want you to watch with us and hang out with us. But I think it'd be cool to give away another printer. We did give one away about a solid month ago, and I forgot who was it that we gave the printer to. But they absolutely loved it.
You're asking the wrong person to remember.
You've got a good memory.
No, I don't have a good memory at all.
Larry Todd says, howdy. Thanks for being here. Silver Hair says, Shannon, nope, we do not want to make buyers angry. Shannon, does Amazon or Walmart or other retailers require reading of labels before purchasing? No, they don't. But do other sites have... Well, you know what? I'm making your argument for you, because I was going to say, do other sites have the kind of problems that eBay has with returns? And I think about Amazon pallets, and I say, yeah, they do.
They have it worse, I think.
Keith says, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. We know buyers don't read. Just leave it at that, but still do your due diligence for the ones that might read it. Yeah. Duncan says, the crickets are back again. We don't like crickets. Joe Samard's with us, says, hello, all, welcome to another week.
Hello, Joe.
We have Susan Phelps, says, hey, FAA family, glad to be here. Hope everyone is well and making sales. And thanks for being here, Susan. And thanks for being a member. See that you're a member of the channel. I did make a video that I put out about less than an hour, a little bit less than an hour before the live, going over through my situation I was dealing with, and I thought, you know what, I'll share it with the folks that are members, and go check that out. I thought it was just worth talking about. It was like a 7-8 minute video, and then I have another video coming out tomorrow of a situation we encountered that is something we've never seen before, and I thought was kind of nuts, and I'd share with the world. It's weird. So I'm not going to go into it now because I want you to watch the video. But yeah, and I want your advice on that video. So be sure to check it out tomorrow morning. I usually drop about 8 a.m. Pacific time.
It was rather disturbing, actually, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and I could have.
It involved a bat.
I could have potentially died, right? I mean, it was my intention was good, right? But it may not have. It may have turned out differently if things would have went differently.
Well,
I was ready though. I was ready to stand my ground. But I'll put that out tomorrow, and you guys can just watch it. Susan Phelps says, I was opted in on the international shipping on eBay. I accepted the option. Do I now have to change my shipping to reflect international shipping? Any help would be great. So you do have to change your shipping policies. If you're opted in on the eBay international shipping program, you have to opt out in your shipping policies. So you go to each of your individual policies and make sure that it says no international shipping selected. If you have international set up there, your eBay international shipping will never work for that particular listing that has that policy. eBay sent me the message. Yes. Coppercat says, hello all, made 5 sales and I haven't even hit the like yet.
Yes.
So the way we do it is we put that undocumented thing out for you. You hit the like button. Within the next 24 hours, you're going to get a sale. Don't know if it's going to be a ka-ching or a cha-ching, but you're going to get a sale.
Kitty has green eyes. How cute is that?
Yeah. Flip It Good says, happy Monday. Thanks for being here. Flip It Good. Susan says, hit the like button, get a sale within 24 hours. It does work.
It does.
It does. Pitco says, John owes me 5 weeks of refunds on the like button. Sorry, we don't cover refunds. Okay, knock on wood.
We don't have any right now.
Particle board. I had a run there for about 2 months where it was just return, 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 return. And I don't have any outstanding return. I hate talking about it. I don't have any outstanding returns.
Why are you talking about it?
I just processed the last one that was outstanding, and it's like things are right now better. I mean, are buyers finally like onto other things? I don't know. It just seems like they're not picking on me anymore. Samantha says, "Good evening, John." I keep itching my nose. I'm gonna go crazy. It's like when I turn the camera on, it happens. It's like itchy, itchy, itchy. I can't stand it. Samantha says, "Good evening, John and Jenna. How was your weekend?" Hello, FA viewers. So, how was your weekend?
It was busy. I did a lot of deep cleaning because we have family coming into town, and
Next week.
It's just, you're preparing the house. I need to get the Christmas tree up. As you guys will notice right here, our beautiful tree from Jovial last year.
But we lost the ornament, though.
No, we didn't. You did.
We somehow did.
We didn't. You did. So I have to run over to probably Michael's or Hobby Lobby and I want to get some little, a little strand of lights and then a little ornament to put on it. So
we were going to be finding something for it, but it's right now it's just ready to be put up. It's
so thank you, Jovial. See, we kept it.
Glenda says, "Happy Monday, everybody. Nice to see you.
Monday.
American Legend. Wow, right on time. Wowzers. I believe, if I had to guess, this is Mark, but I might be wrong. Finally got my sale. Ping G says, "Hello, John and Jenna in the chat. Happy Monday."
Hi, Ping.
Nice to see you, Ping. Keith says, "Looks like the Silver Fox and the awesome Jenna of out again tonight." No, we're not going anywhere tonight.
No.
It's going to be me and a bunch of cables. We're going to be like 100 and 150 cables. I'm just done with it. I'm tired of it.
How are we going to get the Christmas tree down this year? Because we don't have Tyler.
I'm strong like bull.
You're not strong like bull. Not like that.
Let's see.
It's going to fall.
Junk Trader says, "Hello. Hope all is going good."
Well, hello.
I'm surprised that nobody has wanted to hear about how they can do it.
You can do it.
All right, there we go. Biscuit Butt.
What?
That's odd. Are you sure you're on the right channel?
Is he still here though? That's the question.
Andy Reno, here we go.
Here we go.
American Legend says, "One sell so far. I detected a mistake on another listing and fixed it. Likely reset both of those, and I listed that bag on Depop with 15% off." There you go. Axe Monkey is with us. Thanks for being here. We have Christy K's Thrifty Ways says, "Hello all."
Well, hello.
American Legend, "I have to learn properly reset prior to things being tossed in the death pile. I think my price was too low." I think most people's prices are too high. But Callie Deb says, "Hello, John, Jen, and chat. It's been kind of slow this fourth quarter. Going to try switching back to dynamic with the cap like Primo." Yeah, that was interesting what he had to say. They had a really solid weekend. They made many thousands of dollars this weekend, and he feels that maybe just utilizing dynamic instead of individual promoted rates are the way to go. What are you counting?
Don't worry about me. Just
okay.
Keep going.
Gail's with us, says, "Hey, John and Jenna, plus all of you FAE crowd. Nice to see you, Gail. And of course, we've got to play that for you. So thanks for being here, Gail. See you." Duncan says, "I promote at 4% and have done for years with a 20% off store coupon." I think if you had to say what's more important, your price or your promotion, I would still think price is going to beat promotion every time because people are price sensitive. Now, I wonder though, when things aren't as good, when the economy's not rocking and rolling, or when it is rocking and rolling, if it's the opposite, if people, it's the concept of like, when I used to go to Vegas, I used to make trips to Vegas, I'd have money in my pocket. I had like money kind of like, I'm willing to like spend. I was like in the spend mode. If I won money in Vegas, I was really in spend mode. I would spend money like it's crazy because it's like, hey, what's an extra $100?
We used to go. This is a weird fact about us, I guess, is every time we used to come to Vegas for bowling every June, We bought new shoes at the outlets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when we bought our new shoes. We
Yeah.
would go
Every year we would stock up on our shoes for the year.
because with the bowling leagues at the end of the year, you'd get all your prize money for the entire year, and then you'd go and actually bowl for like thousands of dollars in your league, right? If you did well and you won money, you're like, oh, I'm in Vegas and all these outlets, and I got a hole in my pocket, and I'm not so price sensitive. But when people don't have money, it's like I ain't buying that, right? So.
Yeah.
Jovial says, hey, FA fam, today is Mickey Mouse's birthday. Anyone care to guess how many times that mouse has circled the earth? No cheating.
69. Am I right?
Did you cheat? You have access to the chat. So Casey,
New
York.
I don't know. I didn't see an answer. I don't know that anybody. Am I right, Jovial?
Casey, New York says, hi, everybody. Thanks for being here, Casey, New York.
Hello.
Josh Galt says, hello, John, Jen, and chat from Welland, Ontario.
Welland.
Samantha says, to answer your question, I don't participate in the promoting listing because I cannot afford it in my budget. I live sale to sale, and this time I'm not able to percentage what they suggest. So let's talk about this. So do you rely on the sales that you're making on your eBay account? The reason why I ask is, okay, so you're paying like 13.25% if you make a sale on an item without promoting, right? So if you did 3% more, you're paying 16.25%. Now, I don't know what you're selling, but let's say we're taking a $20 item that's shipped, $20 shipped, right? So 13.25% would be somewhere around $2.70. I'm just throwing that number out. It's very close, I'm sure. If you did 16.25% because you're doing 3% promoted, that is what? $3.20 something cents. So you're going from $2.70 in fees to $3.30 in fees on a $20 sale. Now, in doing that, so let's say you sell 2 items a day without promoting. If you were to do promoted, now this is just a blanket statement. I don't want anyone yelling at me because this is not for everyone. Okay, that extra 3.1% in fees that you're paying might yield you another 2-3 sales, or might even double your sales. So I just think sometimes we're so caught up in what it's going to cost us to sell the item, and we're missing out on opportunities because our item's not getting the attention that other sellers are giving their items, and we're sort of playing behind the 8 ball. Other sellers, we're in competition with them, and they're getting the sales, we're not, and we're waiting for the organic sales to come, and they will come, but not as frequent. So I think if you then take the extra fees you're paying, an extra 3.1% over a month, I think you're going to see a lot larger number of sales.
Okay, to clarify, I think I was wrong on the Mickey Mouse thing, so I think Disneyland is 69 years old. Mickey Mouse has been around a long time.
Here's what I think. I think Disneyland, they're a bunch of perverts that like to put like things on their DVDs, and they like to.
Okay.
I'm just saying. So you putting 69 out there is probably right on.
No, I know it is because 69.
That's their favorite number.
They opened Disneyland in 1955. Why do I know that? Because my mom lived there. And she was born in 1955.
Larry Ty wants to know: is Welland close? Is it close to Oklahoma? Right?
No, he said Ontario.
This is Oklahoma right there. No, you read it?
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, he was just joking with him. But Mike Sellers says, "Hello, John, Jenna, and hello, John, Jenna, and FAE fam. Thanks for being here." Mike Seller. Duncan says, "Hit the like for 5 free returns, 6 INADs, 2 payment disputes, 2 negatives, and 25 casino spam emails plus bonus. No sales for 7 days."
You forgot the 4 negs.
Yeah, I said that. But where are all these free 25 free spins?
I know. Believe me, John uses his free spins.
Look. Okay, so now I'm going to bowl every Thursday night, right? So this casino, the Orleans, they send me this mailer, and it's like, hey, you come here once a week, we'll give you $10 in free like play. Okay, well, I'm already there. Why wouldn't I go on the machine and do the free spins? Maybe I'll win millions. Midwest Picker says, I list every day. Worst Q4 ever. I may not list enough daily for them to give me exposure, though.
Yeah, the lighthouse has been very dim.
I can't say it's been very dim for us. It's just different. It's different.
It is different.
We have, okay, so you have one big lighthouse that would like shine on the main account. Now it's like, I mean, I had a $350 day on Friday, 300 some odd dollar day on Saturday, and a $900 day. No, $560 day on Sunday. So that's not so great, right? But now I have the other store that's getting like 175, 200, another 200. So we're still getting the same volume of sales. Well, actually higher volume, but the same revenue, if that makes sense. So the goal is to continue building that second store while not really losing so much on the main store. And that's it. Look, if I'm only listing 5 or 6 a day rather than 8 to 10, yeah, it's going to hurt that store, the main store, a little bit. But I think that loss of revenue is going to be offset by building the second store with what I have a lot of. Josh is just a hair north of Muskogee, Oklahoma in the U.S. Muskogee. Biff Boffo says you have to list every day or close to it. You also have to have some sort of ESS routine every day or close to it. When I took part-time work, I neglected eBay for about 3 months. Since I've resumed my good eBay habits, I'm up to 70%. There you go. Now, are you back to full-time selling on eBay, or are you still doing your 9 to 5? I'm wondering. Duncan VR says changing your pricing on a dozen items, even by a cent, is eBay activity. You don't have to list daily, though. I do. And yeah, I get it. I'm always doing end item sell similar. I'm always listing, and I'm always reviewing my prices, like the hockey stuff that I bought, the yard sale. That stuff has not sold.
What's going on?
Maybe I was a little late to the game. People in the summer are getting ready for their hockey, in the fall. And if I'm buying this stuff in the fall, well, they've already bought their hockey stuff. So, But I want to know something, Biff. Biff, if you're still out there, totally unrelated to reselling. I know you like to cook, and I'm thinking about the Hexclad pans, and I'm reading, and this is me. Before I buy anything of significance, I'm actually looking at all the reviews, and I'm seeing good things, I'm seeing bad things, good things, bad things. So I don't know if you know what those are, but those are like the Gordon Ramsay ones that are like,
they're very, very expensive, which means it is
even Black Friday.
It's a lifetime warranty, and the quality is amazing. You probably wouldn't have to ever buy another pan. Well, you wouldn't, because they have a warranty, but it's just to pull the trigger on such a hefty price tag. I have a hard, it's kind of like buying a car, and I have a hard time with that.
Yeah. So we have some cheapy pans.
Yeah.
And
it was the worst decision I made.
Well, the problem is, I like to cook, and I've had to deal with just kind of we had some Calphalon and some other brands and stuff like that, but not the most expensive stuff, because we had kids that would, use metal and do all these things. And now it's just us, and we can take care of things a little bit better than,
and it's
kids.
probably something that we could give to the kids late, as time goes on and we get older, we could pass down to the kids, is kind of a way to look at it as well. Because it's a lifetime warranty. I don't know whose life they're counting, mine or yours or the kids.
I don't know.
But, it's something to think about.
Well, last time I checked, when you go and try to warranty an item, they don't ask for a death certificate. So Mike Gertis says, well, looks like priority ads is a horrible tool that takes a ton of money from you as a seller. Second time trying it, and all it does is show your items to either bots or buyers that aren't interested. And that's why, I'm not all that sold on, the ad campaign that they're having, that they asked me if I wanted to do, and they're covering 75%. I'm paying $5 a day. That's the minimum. And, I only have it earmarked for a few of my variation listings that I have on the other account. And I can't say it's really done a whole lot, to be honest with you. When I look at the reports, it almost looks like I'm spending more money than I am in making sales, if that makes sense. David Hirschberger says, I have a warehouse close by my house I want to start flipping Gaylords from. Do you have advice for the research aspect with Terapeak? How accurate is the data? It seems to be very accurate. The problem is you can't search for your items that you're looking for the same way you would on eBay. So, for instance, I find an item and I have the brand, I have the model number, and I have what it is, right? And you put that on an eBay search, you're going to get pretty much all the items that match that. On Terapeak, if someone just listed it with the brand, the model number, and didn't quite put all the words that you used to describe what it is, those results will never come up. So what I've noticed is Terapeak results on search only come up specific to what you type in. So if you're doing that kind of research on Terapeak, I would only put the brand and the model number to start, because too many words will give you fewer results and you're going to have a hard time. But I do I do find a lot of the data there is what I use to price a lot of the items when I'm doing research. Pitco, that's good. Josh Galt, you probably get a whole pile of bills once sorted all at once.
You skipped.
I did skip, so I'm just reading out of context. Davis says, what percentage profit should I expect? 5%, 10% of retail? If you're buying liquidation, now, last time I did the numbers for the account, we were operating at about a 45 to 48% margin, right? That's good, right? It just really depends on one thing. How low are you buying? Are you buying low enough as compared to MSRP? So I try to stay around 10% of MSRP. So the item sells at Amazon for $100. I'm trying not to buy it for more than 10. Now, I know based on my research that an open box will sell for around $60. So that's what I'm trying. That's my target. Now, if I happen to get that item and it's in used condition, I'm probably going to sell it for 40. And if I get it in new condition, I'm probably going to sell it for closer to 80. If that makes sense. So just really depends. But there's a lot. 90% of all liquidation is not worth buying for resale. I'll just put it out there like that. So you got to really know what you're looking for. Larry Todd, cha-ching, this damn thumbs up thing works. I tried to tell you. Reality Smack says the closer we get to the Georgia Guidestones, or probably meant the Georgia Guidestones, the lesser the sales by orchestrated natural occurrence. But isn't the Georgia Guidestones, weren't those?
I think it's supposed to.
No, I think that was it. So we better get used to less sales. But the Georgia Guidestones were destroyed a couple of years ago, I thought. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Rob Something says, I haven't listed a single thing in over 30 days. My sales are as consistent as ever. I firmly believe it's all about the quality of your inventory and not any of these games people think eBay plays. eBay wants you to make sales. I really do. Now, the daily listing thing, I think you get yourself into a habit of continually focusing on adding more stuff to your store. And you have items that are sort of classified. I mean, I think all of us do. Some have the long tail, stuff that may sell within 6 months or maybe longer. Some of us have the semi-long tail that will be in our store for 2 to 3 months before it sells. Then you're going to have the semi-fast sellers that sell within weeks. And then you're going to have the super hot things that sell within like the 2 or 3 days. And the more of the latter you have, the less you have to actually restock your store. But if you're only restocking that long tail store with a few good items here and there, you're going to see a downturn in sales when you're not listing. So just something to keep in mind. Mike Gertis says, I don't really get why eBay even tries promoting priority. I'd be curious to see if it actually works for any seller. The pay-per-click never worked in my other business either. I'm a firm believer that if you're utilizing the tools that cost you money without a sale, pay-per-click, off-site ads, right? If you want to like promote on Google with off-site ads, you better be a higher volume seller, and you should have multi-quantity listings that you're trying to promote. If you're trying to promote one-off listings, I think in the long run, you're going to be spending more money than you really should be for an item that probably would sell without it. So, and that's the thing, I think, and I was thinking about this before the show. As resellers, we see ourselves, we see within our own world, right? We don't realize the number of huge sellers that are out there that these tools are really designed for. But eBay is tricking a lot of smaller sellers into thinking, oh, I got to do that too, because I want to make good sales. But if you're trying to use these, see, I'm only doing it because they're giving me 75% off of what it would normally cost me. Otherwise, I'm not doing it on that account. So just to try it also because I have a channel, I have a channel. So let's use eBay Priority, which is a cost per click model. It used to be the eBay Promoted Listings Advanced, and now it's eBay Promoted Listed Priority. And it is, you could set it up the way it used to be with Advanced by keywords, but you can also do a smart campaign that allows them to manage it at, so many dollars a day, so much per click, that kind of thing. So I really do believe that those programs are really tailored and designed to work well for bigger stores with multi-quantity items in their stores. And most of us don't have that. And eBay doesn't come out and say, hey, really recommended for larger sellers. And we think, well, I need to make sales, so let's go ahead and dump more money. And it doesn't work. And it's because it really isn't tailored for us smaller sellers. That's the way I look at it, at least. Reality smacks, so we better get used to less sales.
Yeah, yes.
I know, I'm jumping around. Josh Golf says, Todd, 10% of that has to go to John and Jenna as a finder's fee. Yes. I'm glad to help you with your sales, Todd. Brenda Smith says, hello, everyone. How was the concert, John and Jenna? Okay, the company was great. So we had dinner with Harlan and with Marcia. Rhymes with Garcia. Marcia. And that's when we
I almost smacked him for you.
Are they here watching?
No,
okay, well, if they are watching, that's how I remembered, or didn't remember, but I remembered eventually. But we had a good little dinner beforehand. We made some really bad bets on the Tyson fight. Okay, so Friday morning, I woke up and I was reading something on the internet. Of course, this is where you get in trouble. Let's read something on the internet. And someone,
it's true, right? Everything on the internet is true.
Someone said, hey, if you Google who's going to win the Tyson-Paul fight, that it's going to tell you. And I'm like, that's bullshit. So I went on there and I Googled who's going to win, who won. I said, who won the Tyson-Paul fight? And guess what popped up? I have the screenshot still. A USA Today article. It says Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fought on November the whatever it was, Friday. And Paul won by knockout in the 6th round. I'm like, what? How do they know? They've never fought before. So I'm like, okay, it is scripted, and they got the script. So we were at the casino at the sports book. We put $120. She wanted me to put more. $120 on Paul to win by knockout in the 6th round, which would have paid like $2,000. So I think Harlan did it too, right? Because I'm showing the guys the sports book. I'm like, look at this. This can't be real. So I guess we'll find out. Well, guess what? Fake news. Right. That was fake news. USA Today was fake news. It's like I don't rely on like mainstream media or news coverage. So why did I start on Friday? I don't know. But that was the strangest thing. I swear to you, I have the photo. I have it for proof.
Oh, and I was going to tell you. So apparently Netflix was having a major issue with their with streaming it.
Yep.
And it kept, because we were sitting in the concert, right? And he's trying to watch it on his phone. And it just kept spinning. And we thought, okay, we're in a stadium that has got 20,000 people trying to do the same thing and or take videos and all the things. So we thought the bandwidth and all that was just really low. So we're like, okay, bad internet service inside the arena. Well, come to find out, I found out later on that night that like my sister was, I guess she paid for the fight and she was bitching and moaning because she couldn't see anything on time.
But how did she pay for the fight? It's all Netflix.
I don't know. That's why I was like, what? How did you, or why did you pay for a fight when you have Netflix? So I don't know what the case was. I didn't actually talk
She went
to
to
her.
someone's house where they charged her an entry fee to get inside to watch the fight.
Would never do that.
Duncan says auctions work for me, but only because I have a good following. But see, here's the thing. I believe that eBay Australia, eBay UK are different animals than eBay US, and different buyers for that matter. I really do believe that the mindset of US buyers are a little bit different. They want it now. They want to buy it now. I'll pay what I need to pay so I can make sure I'm going to get it, because I don't want to not get it and I'm still not without the item that I'm trying to get. So I want it now and I want it fast. I think folks in in Australia, for instance, are more patient because, from what I understand, I don't know if you guys don't have Amazon there, or if you do, eBay trumps Amazon and it is the more popular place to shop. And there's a lot of folks that like to utilize the auction formula where, okay, this item normally sells for $15. So I'm going to put it on an auction for $14.99. And then hopefully two people will want it bad enough where they'll fight each other and bring it up above what the market is. But I'm not one that would like to play that model. I just don't think it works too well in the United States. Samantha says, hi, everyone watching from Little Rhodey, Rhode Island. Nice to see you. Independence, or maybe something close to that. But any place in Rhode Island isn't all that far from Independence.
Is that
it's such
John?
a small place. No, I think it's Mark. We're going to be homeless if our realtor won't talk to mom.
They said that the third place that fell through.
I don't know. Identify yourself. Biff Boffo says, despite Bert's claim, I do believe that eBay considers if you use promoted listing in any form on your account, I use it at the minimum level for my oldest items only. Okay. And there's something to be said about that, right? So if you put an item up organically, the thought is if it's a strong enough item, it's going to sell on its own. Someone will find it and buy it, and I don't have to pay the extra fees. But after 30 days or whatever period you think is long enough, I believe, according to even Bert, he was saying like things become stale after 30 days. Now you're willing to do a little bit more. And maybe that is, okay, now, and that's a good formula to follow. I mean, put everything out organically. And then if it's something that needs to be, let's say after 30 days, it hasn't sold, it needs to be relisted or sold similar, maybe put a little number in your SKU. Like, okay, number 1, I've relisted this once or sold similar once. So now I'm going to do 2.1% promoted. So now you come across that in 30 days again, and you see the number 1, well, you're going to change that to 2. And now that means I'm going to go to the next level, which is 3.1%. And maybe every month you're going to keep bringing that up until you finally get a sale. Or you can lower the price, just depends. But I wouldn't do both. It's kind of like double. You're promoting and lowering the price, and it's like you're giving money away and you're getting less. So I wouldn't do that. Montezuma says, benefits of listing every day. Buyers check for newly listed items, and then they go to your page, might buy something from your inventory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think you're right there. And I really do. That's a stronger benefit for those who actually sell in a niche than who don't.
Yeah.
Pitco says, John, no, Jenna don't want to talk to 2 hours. She's having fun. Watch you try and say words like rural. I said it. Rural. I can't say it 10 times in a row, though. It'll just be all R's. Duncan says, 10 minutes rant is good. Any longer, I'd fall asleep. I'm supposed to be shipping. Jovial says, hey, I noticed you decorated for Christmas. I love it. Can you believe it's been a year already?
I know.
Can't
It's wild.
Silverhair, 2023 sales, best ever. Today, 2024 sales, more than 2023. eBay ain't broke, and I don't promote. There you go. You're doing it right. Midwest Picker says, with free returns, I rarely get INAD anymore. I do get women renting jeans, though. That's horrible.
It is terrible.
And weren't we were out buying clothes the other day, right?
Oh.
And you're like, what did I tell you? You're like buying jeans, right? And you're so frustrated, right?
What are you about to say? Because if I am going to have to hit you, I will.
I'm just saying that. Can you imagine? We had a place to go try these things on. And now you have people that are buying your clothing. They have no way to try it on. They're operating under a guess, right? And now they get it and they can't button their pants up. I
didn't have that problem.
Well, what I'm saying, I'm talking about this particular for INAD. They ain't blaming themselves. And you know what? It's going to get only worse as people eat Thanksgiving and, you know, all the desserts. And we tend to eat a lot more in the winter or put on more pounds. So it's only going to get worse. People thinking I could fit in size, whatever. And they get it and they can't button it up. And they ain't blaming themselves.
Yeah,
or
women are the worst when it comes to jeans. I don't know why they're so... they're in denial about what size they actually are. I mean, I'm not. I picked up the sizes that I knew that I was. And I mean, of course, I didn't like how some of them fit. And so I put those back. But see, now I'll have to say this in reference to why women do that is because no brand of jean is cut the same. The material's different. Some are stretchy, some are not. The brand sizing is always different. Like you could buy some jeans from American Eagle and they fit you great and you love them, but you're here over at Old Navy and you want to pick up a pair of jeans and you pick up what you think is your size, and yet here they're either too big or too small. It's stupid.
But as a seller, it's always your fault.
It's always the seller's fault.
Southern Vermont Vintage is with us. Thanks for being here. And we got Carolyn, Bling Bling Factor Australia.
Hi,
great news about your mom, Jenna. I'm out for my walk in the sun. Good last few weeks on eBay for me.
Yay.
So it's nice, warm, toasty summertime in Australia.
I know. And here we are. I'm freezing. I can't get warm today. My feet are so cold. I keep wrapping them in like 2 pairs of socks.
No, I know what you meant, Jackie. A diatribe was with Wikipedia's definition, but they will say that I'm in diatribe mode. I'm cool with it. I guess that's the word that I use to. Let's see. American Legend. The first one, a crazy neighbor ran us off, and the second one, she decided to rent to family after we waited months for repairs.
Oh, wow.
When buying a house, huh?
That's frustrating.
We're ready to pay, and they won't follow through. Oh man.
That's terrible.
What's the food for today, guys? Burgers? No, not burgers.
Probably not burgers. I don't know.
I'm never ordering anything.
I thought you were going to brag about your dish that you made yesterday.
I made some cowboy beans.
Oh my gosh. The best.
It's some baked beans with ground beef.
I don't like beans.
Bell pepper, onion, some smoked sausage, and a little brown sugar. And you put it in the smoker for like an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. And then it's like,
oh my God, it was so good. So we had that for lunch today. And we finished it off, so we don't have any more. So what is for dinner?
I'm going to have a sandwich. I don't care. I'm not all that hungry.
A sandwich?
I don't need to eat a big meal. I'm fine.
You said you were going to take me out to dinner last week.
We did go out last week. Are you going to put me on the spot in front of everyone right now about what you're going to have for dinner?
It's not a holiday.
I have a date already. I already told you this. I've got a date with a tub full of cables.
I don't care about your cables. They've been sitting there for 5 years. So what's one more day?
Because they need to get the heck out of my way is why. They need to get out of here.
Problem.
Okay, we'll figure that out after the show. Samantha says, John, I hope you're not trying to start fighting. I hold you in high regards. Is that what your YouTube's about? Will I be able to see it on YouTube?
Is that one going to be for members?
That's everybody.
Oh,
video.
okay.
So that one's going out tomorrow, and it's not going to show anything happening. It's just I'm going to tell my story, but it was me more of coming to my defense. The one thing I don't like is this: if somebody, and I'll kind of spoil a little bit, but not a lot.
Just a little bit.
If I hear that someone's beating up a woman, I don't like that. Okay. And if that's happening like in the vicinity, I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna have something at least to protect myself.
Is it FedEx?
It probably is. I don't know. Hopefully it's FedEx. I don't want to make a run to the USPS. So just stay tuned tomorrow for that one. John Doe says the lighting is weird, or you changed your hair color. Probably mean Jenna. Andy Reno says, I'm still on the fence on eBay international shipping. Have we heard anything good or bad about it? I've heard nothing but good stuff about it, but I don't hear a lot about it, and I suspect it's because it's so expensive. It's actually cheaper if the buyer buys. What do you mean what I ordered?
What is that?
I don't know. Is it a funky return again?
No, it's an Amazon box.
Uh-oh. I ordered something. Oh, I know what I ordered. I ordered some I was expecting it, but I forgot that it was coming. So my little experiment, I'll open it right now. It's not a crazy return or anything like that. It's the vinyl backdrop.
Oh.
So I ordered a vinyl backdrop for my photo area because my little experiment of using the black is not a good idea, and I'll tell you why. So I was using a black. It's a piece of flooring. It's like the rubber flooring that you would see in a gym or something like that, and real cushiony. But I figured, you know what, this stuff that I'm bringing on here is a lot of times these returns are somewhat dirty, and they can leave residue, like coffee maker. People like leave grounds in them, or like this stuff like that. So I'm constantly cleaning this thing, and I can imagine if I just had a white surface, it would be a damn mess. Now, the problem is with the black background, when I'm selling a clear item, so let's say a container, it's clear, and then when I take a photo, it's showing like part inside the clear item, you're seeing the backdrop of black plus the white wall, and it just doesn't look right when I'm using a background removal tool. It looks really screwed up. Now, thankfully, with AI background removal, it's smart enough to try to make that part of the new image. So I'm going to utilize, and well, this trust me, it's a white vinyl backdrop for photos that is relatively easy to clean, and I'm going to go back to doing that. I used to do that, and it's going to be a lot better with a lot of these clear parts that I'm selling. That's why I decided to make the change. Julie Henley says, hi, hello, happy Friday, FA family. Got my thumbs up sale already. Had an international buyer show me that the shipping would be $62+. She asked if I could make it cheaper. Can I? No. If it's international through eBay, there's nothing you're going to be able to do. Now, if it's international through you, it might be how your listing your setup. So your business policy might have, like, instead of, let's say, prior international, I think international first class, it's now international priority. I haven't sold a international one in a while, but the best way to do it is to go into like Pirate Ship, put in an international address, and just see what options give you the best rate. And that's pretty much the service you're going to need to use. I just don't know. Maybe someone will help me in the chat. What is the lowest price USPS international shipping option? And that's what you need to set in your listing.
Wait, what did John Doe say?
I use eBay International a lot. Never had a problem.
That's not what I said.
What? No, the
Change
lighting
your
is.
hair color.
I already read that comment.
That's
Thank
what
you
I
very much.
was trying. You did?
Yeah, you had walked away. So
I understand. My hair or his hair? His hair is certainly not changed. He might have an extra
I
gray
think it's her hair. I think her hair.
But
is
my
darker.
hair, yes, my hair is darker. It's my fall hair.
Julie Henley says, hi,
You
hello,
already read
happy
it.
Friday. Okay, well, I'm wishing you a happy Friday as well. But it's not Friday, though. Where's it Friday?
She's in denial.
Am I the only one that's
she's
confused?
She's in denial.
Okay.
She
Carla.
said, oops, it's Monday.
Okay.
I'm in denial.
Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Yes. Julie says it's Monday. LOL, in denial. Andy says, thank you, John Doe.
John
And
the Cable Wrangler.
Pitco, John the Cable Wrangler. That was just ridiculous. I mean, if you saw the mess I was dealing with, I would pick up one cable and I'd pick them all up because they're all like intertwined with each other.
It's a terrible disaster.
Samantha says, "How was the Usher concert?" We never got to that answer. The Usher concert, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't always cracked up to be. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I'd enjoy it, because there's at least a handful of songs that I wanted to hear, and it just never.
It's more Usher. If you don't know or never seen him in concert, he is a performer. It is a show. It's not just a concert. Like, let's say when I go to Morgan Wallen, it's not about all the lights and the this and the that. It's about the music. Well, in Usher's, it's about the performance.
Twice he was like in roller skates, going around the circular stage.
And they were doing some god-awful performance with some half-naked women. Well, they were not even half. They were like 75% naked. And it kind of looked like you were watching an adult film.
Yeah, it was
so pretty bad.
Well, it was okay. Would I go again? Probably not.
We had a good time just because we were out of the house, and
she was enjoying herself. She was really, rocking out.
I liked before the Usher concert. There's a DJ that was playing all the old 90s, rap and hip hop. That was fun. I liked that.
Ryan Labs says sales are good this year. That's awesome to hear. We're doing better this year than we did last year, so that's good. Spam says, "Aloha, J&J and FAE family.
Hi,
nice to see you." Let's see. Jovia says the lighthouse effect is real. Crickets bunch of sales and crickets again happened the other day. I hadn't listed anything in several days prior. Last time was several months ago. Wow. Deep dive with Al. I don't know if that's Al or AI, but I'll just call you Al. New shoes. I prefer steak with friends at the steakhouse.
We do that too.
We did that too. Yes, we do with the bowling. We'd actually have a kitty that we like. If you miss a spare, you pay like a quarter. If you didn't bowl your average, you pay like $1. And through 36 weeks, that would accumulate to be like hundreds of dollars with 5 bowlers. And then we would say, okay, we're going to take this money. We're all going to go out to eat at a nice steak dinner. And then whatever's left, we're going to put it on like a few numbers on the roulette wheel, and we'll split it if we hit, that kind of thing. Let's see. YHL09. Hello to all. My name is Joe Peach.
Well, hello,
Joe Peach. And maybe you're in Georgia. I don't know. But Joe Peach. That would be a perfect place for Joe Peach to live. But nice to see you, Joe Peach. Thanks for being here.
You don't look so
I think you're
American.
No, okay.
As far as the license.
American Legend. eBay is in Vegas. It's full of low ballers and tire kickers, unfortunately. Yep. Mm-hmm. But not as bad as Mercari.
Yeah.
PNG says Mickey Mouse was created in 1928.
1928. So I know. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I lost my thought.
I said 1928.
It flew away. It's gone. Fast? Yes. It just happened.
So, guess what happened over the weekend? I woke up on Saturday morning. Decide, I'm going to make a run over to the storage unit to pick up some stuff to list. And guess what I saw when I walked out my front door? I saw the neighbors doing yard sales. We didn't get notice.
Having a yard sale.
Yeah, having a yard sale. But there are multiple neighbors, and I'm like, what the hell? And it turned out that, yes, this last weekend was our community yard sale. So I went and checked a few of the neighbors, what they're selling. One neighbor had boxes and boxes of the McDonald's toys from Happy Meal toys. I didn't buy any. The Beanie Babies and Inspector Gadget. They had the Barbie Hot Wheels. They had all the different ones from like the last 20 years or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I've got a bunch more at home. I'd be glad to sell you if you're interested. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not interested. So now he also had these Disney McDonald's cups, but I found that those, like the see-through clear ones that had like Mickey Mouse on it, and they were from McDonald's, not from Disneyland. And those weren't all worth anything either. They're like $7-8 a piece. I did find that someone had a black Fender guitar. It's a Starcaster. It's like a 3/4 size guitar. And the guy wanted $15 for it. And he said, I'll throw the amp in for $5 if you want to give me 20 for both. So I gave him 20 for both. And that guitar is selling for like $75 on eBay plus shipping. And I have it listed. And then the amp is like a $30 cheapy amp. So not bad for a $20 deal. So I did buy a few things, but I wasn't planning on it. Ryan Lab's got to go. Well, thanks for being here.
Thanks for coming.
Nice to see you. Let's see. Deep dive with Al says best Q4 ever, project 1.2 million in total sales.
Nice.
Now, here's the thing. That being I think Al is probably the seller that eBay is trying to tailor these cost per click campaigns for. I'm willing to bet that Al is not a one-off seller, and he or she has a lot of multi-quantity listings in their store. That is the best way to do it if you can. Duncan says, did Black Friday sales already happening? They're happening right now. So
even though Black Friday is not until the day after Thanksgiving, they're all still happening now.
The Hexclad set that we're looking at is normally like a little over 1,000.
A lot of people, including Biff, are saying all clad is the best.
Oh, of course, all clad's the best. But it's gonna Hexclad will take Hex amount of money, and all clad's gonna take all my money. So I'm not trying to do that.
All clad. I don't know why I'm computing all clad as Tupperware.
See, Hexclad is a combination of your stainless steel pans with your nonstick, and it has it's
He said
guaranteed.
not Al, it's John. His name is John.
Oh, okay, so it must be AI then.
AI.
Mike Camparelli. Hi everyone. About to get on the phone to go home. On the plane to go home. Had a great time. Wish everyone would have been there with me in Florida. Well, we miss you. You've been gone for a few weeks, but
can't wait till March.
Yeah, and it'll fortunately it'll go by faster than we want, and unfortunately it'll go by faster than we want. Because see, as we get older, time goes by faster, and we have less time to do the things that we want to do. Ping G says, I worked for the mounts for 20 years, so I should know stuff like that. We got Lissa. Nice to see you, Lissa.
Lissa, my beautiful friend.
Ping G says, Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving, according to my calendar. It is, but
it
the sales
is,
going
however,
right
the
now.
sales are.
Biff says, I cook nights 2 to 3 days per week. It doesn't get in the way of eBay, so I'm giving eBay the same solid effort as when I was relying on it full-time for 4 years. Okay, that's awesome. Axe Monkey, all 3 of my last sales have come from the exact same SKU location. I have at least 500 unique SKUs. That's interesting. Jovis says, all clad all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I want to deal with stainless steel. I don't know if I want to cook.
Well, they
with
have
stainless.
others that are
Biff says, I've heard of Hexclad. I'm team all clad. I've used all clad in every Michelin restaurant I've worked.
there's a set for $600.
What?
Oh, wait.
That's Hexclad. That's the Andy Reynolds. It looks like I'll be listing and selling bubble mailers pretty soon. I just got a lot of 2,000.
Whoa.
There you go. People need them.
Yep.
Honor Squaw says, howdy, John, Jen, and chat. Trying to catch up.
Hello.
Well, take your time.
Squaw.
Take your time. Nice to see you, though. David Kelber says, I've been running a 50% off sale, different items daily, 11:22 to 12:15. That one sale on the item of the day, I promote at 6% across the board. Crazy selling for fourth quarter. And it is, I just, with the kind of items that I'm selling on both accounts, I'm not seeing an uptick. I'm not seeing a lot, really different activity than what I've seen all year. So it's Q4 is just another time of the year for me. Glenn's Gauntlet says, hello from Alberta. I have 1 day shipping, sold an item today, and I have to ship it.
And I don't
have to
have
ship it till the 9th. You want to read these?
Yeah.
Gonna be a tough fourth quarter. Now I have a chance to get to other aspects of the business done. So now is that because
the strike is going on in
so they're giving you that extra time to ship it?
Yeah.
AI says I haven't listed in 5 years.
What? His name is John.
John, but I'm just going by the title. Nobody knows him as John until you said it. So haven't
I'm
listened.
sorry, John. He doesn't listen.
I know she's getting irritated with me. Primo, it's not just you, man. It's me too. But this is probably an example where John has multi-quantity listings that he continues to update as he gets more inventory in, so he doesn't have to list. Am I right there? I'm willing to bet that I'm onto it. Rob says all clad and made in are both worth the investment. What's made in? Are both worth the investment if serious about cooking. I have some of both and won't buy anything else. Okay.
What is made in? I've never even heard.
I don't know. Maybe it was voice dictation.
Although I have to say, All Clad has one hell of a sale going on right now.
I'd rather list 2 super hot items than 20 average items. I do agree with that. Reality Smacks. Yes, they were destroyed due to bring awareness to the public. I don't know what was destroyed. I didn't skip a comment. John says, I am a minnow seller. A minnow seller?
He's a little seller.
No. To make that kind of money, you're an above average size seller. Axe Monkey says, I'd rather find 2 super hot items than 20 average, but I rarely do. Travis in Dallas says, eBay has said the pay-per-click is for multi-quantity listings. They do not try to hide that. Not every feature is for every seller. I haven't seen that disclaimer. Look, we got Grumpy John calling.
Grumpy John.
I'm on the live, John. Can't really answer the phone right now.
Leave a message at the beep.
So yeah, but Travis, I agree with what you're saying. That they did not try to hide it. Not every feature is for every user. But I think sometimes as sellers, we get into this bubble where we're like, I got to make this work. And I'm not realizing that some of these features are happening. Oh, Deep Dive is Grumpy John. That is John. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. So he was something else last time, wasn't he?
He's always something else. He's probably got 10 different usernames.
He's incognito. But he is not a minnow seller, that's for sure. He's a big seller. So now that we know it's John, now I understand. But I was right in that he hasn't listed in 5 years because his stuff is he has a listing for it already. He just updates the quantity or has someone do it for him. Biff says, I get the all clad HA hard anodized series rather than their high polished stainless. That high polished finish is for display, not for people who frequently cook. Something we'll look into.
Okay, wait. I want to read that again. Hard anodized series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike says, thanks, Keith, Rhonda, and Lissa. John got knocked out. How did he get knocked out?
No, John didn't get knocked out.
Susan says, just curious, I am a 2.1%, some 2.5 promoted. If I wanted to increase to say 5% promoted, do I want to do that on high price items or low? I'd say for both. Of course, it's a higher amount you're paying on the higher priced items, but I would say to do it for both. But you could run a dynamic campaign saying 2.5% is all you're going to spend. That's the highest you'll go, and it'll apply it to all your listings. Or you can figure out, this doesn't need the extra promotion like this item needs. Yes, I know it's freaking grumpy. I know it's grumpy, but I called you John. They're texting me.
Grumpy John.
Yes. Pitco says eBay is UK is definitely different from the eBay us, and there is several changes, or US, and there are several changes planned for New Year. It's going to be interesting. New Year on eBay changes for sure. There will be. You guys are getting the changes before we get them, so we'll see. Glenn's Gauntlet says, I once pulled a crazy Johan Santana card out of a 2007 Topps number 661. It said he pitched a perfect game, striking out every batter 1 year in the future. Ended up being SSP, only 30 made. Interesting. So that probably had some value to it. Yeah. Susan Phelps says, I used to bowl on a league and joined a women's group, and we made to state. Mm-hmm. Came in 12th in state, Texas, for doubles and singles. Bowled the day of my wedding, JP marriage 27 years ago. Well, that's awesome.
Wow.
That is awesome.
That is cool.
Grumpy John says, I'm selling wide loads. I guess I have to call you Grumpy John now. I have to call you Grumpy John, or you think I'm talking about some other John? Grumpy John says, I'm selling wide load signs that hook to your belt loops. Size matters.
Size does matter.
Mike
Don't let
Gertis.
anyone tell you different.
What did you just do?
What?
Okay. I thought you did something else. Mike Gertis says, eBay was definitely broken this weekend. The horrible Tyson fight glitched my account. It's got to be eBay's fault or the Tyson fight. That was my worst weekend since August.
Of course, it was
Yeah.
somebody else's fault.
Yeah,
Somebody's.
I think it was all fixed. I think the fight was fixed, and I think your eBay sales were fixed. You need to blame Jake Paul for that. Biff Boffo says Sizzler is greater than hot tub of cables. Yes, I agree with that.
Too bad we don't have a Sizzler.
We don't have a Sizzler. Sherman says White Castle doesn't count as
Ew.
going out to eat. We walked
No,
by the
you're
White
right.
Castle.
No. Ugh.
Yeah, that's Slider City.
Ew.
I don't know if I want that.
That's
Toy
okay.
Diddy says international shipping, you are covered as a seller. Yeah, I do believe that it is a good program. I just think that they charge a little much for their shipping, and it's you're not going to get as many sales as you would if you did it on your own because of that. But to have the peace of mind of knowing once you ship it to the hub, it's on eBay, it's not on you anymore. That's for a seller, it's worth it. John Doe, be extremely careful when dealing with domestic violence. People lose their minds and inhibitions. Yeah.
This is true. I mean, we were very hesitant and very cautious.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
we would have intervened if we could have a little more.
So Grumpy John is saying, I heard Double Eagle has open tables. Where is Double Eagle? What is that? Callie Deb says, Cha-ching, got my sale, but it's on Etsy.
Hey, a
Well,
sale's a sale.
You're going to get an eBay sale here. So that's going to happen. Toy Diddy says, you're not covered if you go through eBay International. You're not covered with what? If you send an item to eBay International Shipping Program and that buyer returns it, it's no longer on you. It's between them and them and eBay. So I'm curious what you mean by that. Chai Charon says, still waiting for Q4 sales to come in. Do you know where your children are? Remember that back in the day, right after the 11 o'clock news? Or right at the time the 11 o'clock news is going to come on. It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Julie Henley says, thank you. I told her eBay does international, and I'm happy to leave it at that. So you answer my question. There you go. Jovial, I prefer the all-clad stainless aluminum as I like to use metal utensils. Older sets are better made, in my opinion. Wouldn't put them in the dishwasher either.
No.
Keep an eye out for them at yard sales.
No, I would rather buy them.
Toy Diddy, how do you get out of eBay Doghouse? By eBay Doghouse, to me, that is you're below standard. You're just above standard and you're not top rated. You're really not the doghouse. You're not getting all the benefits of top rated, but you're not the doghouse. Below standard is you're not delivering to eBay's expectations. You're not shipping on time. You have maybe return requests that you're not handling. eBay stepped in on your behalf too many times. And so the way to right that ship is just, you're going to have lower sales, but make the sales that you get and do them right. And then once you show eBay that you're back on track, then your seller level will improve and all that. What happened?
Going back to Jovial. So if you buy it at a yard sale,
Mm-hmm.
and do they have a lifetime warranty?
Not for that. No, there's no way. You got to be able to show them that unless they're like Dyson, and if they're like Dyson, you don't need to show proof of purchase, but I would assume that they would require you to show
I'm gonna
proof of
have to
purchase.
I'm doing more research on it.
But I have a good deal right now in the cart, so I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on the Hexclad. Susan says, I was
Nobody
thinking,
said even then.
I said, never used it. I want someone who's used it to tell me what they think. Susan says, I was thinking I needed to list every day. Next thing I know, I am at the next store level. Maybe eBay wants you to list every day, so you feel you need to go to the next store level. No, it's just feeding. You're building a store. You're feeding the beast. So maybe you only sell 2 items a day, but if you're listing 5 to 10, you're gonna increase those 2 sales to maybe be 3 or 4 because you're just listing in sheer volume. That's sort of the idea behind it. What?
Grumpy John says Double Eagle is a steakhouse in Paradise.
Oh, okay.
Paradise, Nevada?
That's over by the Strip. Deep Dive or Grumpy John says, I think we had dinner there one night. Yes, that's the place we had dinner when we met with them about a month or two ago.
Okay.
Chai Charon says you should have put out a bunch of stuff for the community garage sale. What were you thinking? I was thinking
we were not prepared.
It was like 9 in the morning, and I was like, you know what? The early birds are already come and gone.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the traffic that we were getting in the community. It was a few, but not worth it. It wasn't worth it.
It's weird. This community, even though we're right smack in the middle of a lot of residential areas, we don't get trick-or-treaters. We don't get high traffic for yard sales.
We do get trick-or-treaters. We get a 30-something-year-old woman dressed as a cat knocking on my door and on the Ring camera having an attitude when no one answered. That's what we got for Halloween.
Yeah.
Susan says, my husband boxes a pro and had a world title fight in the Philippines years ago. He said if Paul lasts 2 rounds with Tyson, then Paul would win. This was before the fight.
Oh man, Susan, you should have told us that on Friday.
But it was fixed. It was fixed. Did you know in the contract of the fight, if I would have known this, I wouldn't even have messed with it. In the contract of the fight, that if Tyson knocked him out in the first round, Tyson would have won nothing. We got nothing.
What?
And the longer the fight goes for, the more money Tyson would have won, which is Tyson had a couple opportunities. Tyson hit him in the neck. All right.
I didn't even get to see any of it.
I know. I did. I just decided not to. I was so kind of bothered by the whole thing. It just, the more I thought of it. What's going on here? So yeah, the Mike Tyson fight, I believe, I think it was just a show. I don't think there should have been bet on.
I mean, can you see why?
I
mean,
see
it's
why.
Jake Paul.
I see why. But we have Pitco Keith gifting a membership.
Yep.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Membership went to Nick Rinaldi.
Hey, awesome.
Woo!
Oh, okay. You're going to do it. All right. You can do it.
Yay! Thank you, Keith.
You can do it.
Why is it making you grumpy, John?
What?
I knew it was grumpy when you said it was grumpy. SCG Collectibles. Jenna has to start doing her breathing exercises. Don't hurt him too bad, LOL.
Oh.
Because you're getting irritated at me. To count to 10.
Oh, SCG Collectibles is the one we were trying to think of earlier.
Yes. Where SCG Collectibles would hit the like button and
gets no sales.
Well, it gets no sales, but within the next 24 hours, you'd get sales on Beard's show. But it was because it was within the 24-hour window still. Reef the Sea Forever. Time to list. A lot of people are on vacation right now looking at eBay. I think people are definitely shopping right now online.
Vacation?
I've had one sale in the main account, and you guys won't guess what I sold. It was a orange shower shitter. Can you believe it? That's all today on that account. The other account I sold an accessory, so it's not much going on for us. Let's see. Reef the Sea Forever. I'm listening to that song right now. Round and Round, apparently, right?
Yeah, right. Jovial.
Round and round, oh, round and round with some pasties.
Yeah, thankfully they had on more than pasties.
Basket Noodle says, I boxed for years. I've kicked the snot out of thousands of priority mailboxes.
So have I. Except mine are not priority mail.
Reef the Sea Forever says, I'm doing great. My 90 is up to 119%. Not sure what happened. eBay opened up the faucet, or people on vacation time buying stuff online. I think people are buying
Who's
online.
on vacation? Nobody's on vacation right now.
Well, people are like in their phones buying. I think people are buying right now. They're just not buying for me, apparently. No. Domestic Noodle, Basket Noodle says, domestic violence is the very backbone of U.S. history. Well, it was going on the other night.
It was very, I felt very powerless when it came to this poor woman. We have a park behind us, and people like to park at the park and just they're either having sex, doing drugs, fighting, you name it. They do everything except play at the park.
No, they do play at the park. We have people that play
not
basketball
often.
Courts. It ain't that bad of an area.
I mean, they're doing way more than playing at a park.
Johnny Z. Fradley says, Project Farm YouTuber tested 14 pans and Made in came in 12th place. I've not heard of Made in.
I've never even heard of Made in.
So where's Made in? That's what I want to know. Jovia says, All Clad has better limited lifetime warranty. They don't cover 100% any longer, and I believe you have to pay for shipping. That's the same thing with Hexclad.
Well,
Chai
I
says
need to
there is
look at
Elk
Mabye
Grove
now.
Village, Illinois. I'm in a cul-de-sac off of a very busy street, so it's perfect for garage sales. I make $300 to $500 on Saturdays. Sundays, lucky to make $100.
Yeah.
Probably why a lot of people don't bother on Sundays. John Doe, I watched the fight for 1 minute and turned it off when I noticed Tyson was holding back. That's why I'm not even going to bother watching it. I'd just be irritated. But I got to say, Tyson did look really bad. I mean, he looks so old. I just hard to see him like that. Alicia, hey, Jenna and John, I'm late. If you sell clothes and they have been sitting for too long, take it to Plato's Closet and Once Upon a Child, and they'll buy it for prices better than I expected.
Oh, really?
Do we even have that?
We do.
Okay.
I have seen another reseller post on Instagram about those two places.
Basket Noodle, I didn't watch the fight. I watched Oppenheimer on Amazon streaming.
Oppenheimer, isn't that one
That's
movie?
a really good movie.
Yeah, it's that.
I want to watch that again. We watched it at the theater. It's worth watching again. Chai Charon says, do you feel people that use Whatnot are eBay losers that are YouTube influencers? No, I don't. I think, like, for instance, Paul Philly Flipper,
he's actually live right now.
He found something that works for him. And it used to be eBay and Whatnot, and his focus now is on Whatnot because that's working for him. So you find something that works for you. Think about it. If you're able to find, I don't know what he's making a night in sales. I'm thinking probably north of $500, right? So
I'm sure it's just like eBay. It's up and down.
So if your average is right around there, he's paying someone to help him with the shipping and stuff. But if you're making that work for you, that's all that matters, right? At the end of the day, we're watching this content on YouTube, and I guess we're kind of getting judged. People are watching and judging us, but you're not paying their bills. I'm not paying his bills. And, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. How do you make this thing work to where we don't have to go and work a 9 to 5? And no, I'm not hating on anyone. I just want to make a reference that it does work. You got to be patient that the sales will come within 24 hours.
My gosh, I can't believe Scott's here.
I know. I did.
We really miss you, even though I don't know what's going on with you, but just know we love you. Okay.
I think he's mad at me. Reef the Sea Forever says, when you hit the like button, you get a sale on eBay. Yes.
Yes.
Grumpy John says, this is a crazy year. Thanksgiving is the latest possible date in November, which means fewest days till Christmas. Then Chinese New Year is very early in 2025 on the heels of a crazy election season.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
And there's still uncertainty going on. Things are happening every day in the news. And I'm a firm believer that, the economy that we've been talking about isn't going to get any better anytime soon. It's going to happen, but it's going to take a little while. Basket Noodle, online retailers are going to tell that tale of Q4. Owls, I swear. Owls?
Are you seeing owls?
Where? I don't know. She
In
likes
Vermont.
owls.
I love owls. They are my absolute favorite.
Jovial says, I think sales increase once the weather changes. I don't know. I think that for me,
weather changes to cold or hot, because
I don't know. I just don't see an increase or decrease. It's about the same.
Well, it's, and we're not selling things that people buy for Christmas for others. That's another part of the problem is.
See, now this park, though, that we have behind us, it's not a bad park.
It's not about, okay, so I made it sound really bad.
Yeah.
But to be quite honest.
To be honest with you after the fact.
I always get interrupted.
Would you want me to
I have a thought. No, I always have a thought.
I know. She always has a thought. She's getting frustrated at her thought. So she'll hopefully finish the thought when she gets back. But the park, they just got through renovating this park. It's not a huge park, but it has some basketball courts. It has a kids play area, has a nice grassy area. And they put these huge rocks in, these huge decorative rocks. And like a week after they put them in, like 2 a.m, we're like, what the hell is all that screeching going on? We thought people were racing outside. Turns out that you had these people that were going and hooking up a chain to these rocks, and they were trying to lift these huge rocks onto this truck. Well, they had like 5 or 6 guys with them, and they weren't able to do it. They're trying to steal the damn rocks. And so they were successful in moving these rocks into the street. And so the HOA had to come in and redo it. They wanted people to report, with their cameras and stuff, who they were. But we have trees, so we don't have any cameras that would work even if we had them up. Sherman Volksman, if the car is rocking, don't come knocking. It's a good idea. The words to live by. Reef the Sea Forever says, I felt excited at first seeing Tyson. Then we were all waiting for the Tyson to show up, and it was a fail. The hype was cool, though, and the winners were really the fights before the Tyson fight. Yeah, I heard there had some good fights beforehand. But, I just feel duped because you see these videos of Tyson with his, sparring partner, and he's like, wow, that's pretty good for a 58-year-old man. He's really in there. And then a different version of Tyson shows up. It's like, okay. Chai says, I buy the cheap frying pans from Costco and then buy new ones every few years. I have purchased expensive ones and they only last a little longer. Better to buy on the on sale ones. Well, if you have Costco, I don't know if they've changed their policy, but even a couple of years after the fact, you can take those pans back for any reason and they'll take them back. Chai says, do you think you could sell toilet seats on Whatnot? No, I probably couldn't. And mainly it's because of the shipping. You might get one or two people who might be interested in buying it. I started off at $2. I probably end up selling it for $2 plus shipping, and it just wouldn't be worth it for me. Reef the Sea Forever says, I would say you can sell anything on Whatnot, just wear some lingerie. This guy, if I wear lingerie, we won't have anyone watching that Whatnot show. John Doe says, only reason I stay away from the influencers is because they usually have fans who greatly increase the price. Yeah, there are some influencers who have fans who will, because they want to support, the person, they'll go on and buy stuff, and they'll maybe bid on a few things to start the bidding. I do understand what you're saying. Simple and Beautiful says, hey, J&J, how's it been? How has you sales been on eBay? All my stuff has been the cheapest on the list, but not selling. Are they hiding listings? There's no reason for them to hide listings. eBay is in the business of selling. So if your item happens to be that item, then they're happy that you're going to make a sale. But if you don't have good metrics, so if your metrics are bad, you're below standard, have high returns, have a lot of lates, then eBay might suppress you. You'll still be in the search somewhere, but you won't be on page 1, which is where you want to be. Beard says, Phoebe injured her back. Spent all my extra time with her since I'm her adopted person. She was very clingy. She's 90% recovered. Well, that's good. Hopefully she's going to be okay. Basket Noodle says, retail associations have claimed since Q1 this year will be the most online retailer aggressive in history. See how it plays out. And I'm just seeing like 40% off of like these Hexclad pans. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't in the market before. I might be on them now. Andy sees Harry Tornado and Whatnot. Yeah, a lot of they're utilizing. If you are an influencer on YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, and you have a following, you're going to do well on Whatnot. If you don't have a following, it's going to be harder. Does that mean you can't sell on Whatnot? No, it doesn't mean that. You're just going to have to be more patient. And patience, you're going to have to actually start building up followers. That means you're going into other people's Whatnots and saying, hey, follow me. I'm a seller. Come check my store or my show out after this one or something like that. That might be the way to go. Cole says, hey, John and Jenna, or Jen and John, currently going through an issue with a $900 international sale. Buyer refused to pay import custom fees and charged back 1 month. 3 weeks later, still no item back, and I'm out $800. And I'm wondering if you ship that on your own or through eBay, because if you shipped it through eBay International, that chargeback should be on eBay. Now, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I thought that with international shipping through eBay, they had that all covered. But if you did it on your own, that's the thing. You're going to have to fight the chargeback and submit all the documentation you can to rebuff whatever they're saying is wrong with the item. Vermont Vintage says there was a guy girl on Whatnot selling lollipops for $40 to $60 after sucking on them and rubbing. Oh, wow. Was an interesting room. Well, that definitely, that's like an OnlyFans Whatnot, isn't it? John Z. Fradley, I just hit like, and now there is a police officer knocking on my front door. That's the best one. Maybe they're trying to buy your item. Sherman says later, Monday Night Football pregame show. See ya. Yep, it is coming on pretty soon. But who watches the pregame? Because we know that the Cowboys are going to lose, right? Reef the Sea Forever says Johnny Z, LOL. The crazy cards is pretty bad when you need to chain your rocks down. Yeah, that was pretty bad. The HOA was pretty mad, and they're like kind of mad at us, not just us, but any of the homeowners that were facing the park, saying, "Hey, how come you guys didn't like do anything?" And it's like I wasn't quite sure what was going on at first.
What's wrong?
When they were trying to pull those stones.
Oh yeah, they had just put these big giant rocks, you know, as a kind of like a border along the sidewalk and the grass of the park, and to make it, you know, it looks nice, and the cars can't fly right into the park. And this guy is out there with a chain and a truck trying to wrap the chain around the rocks. They had just put them in like a couple days before, and this guy's trying to steal them.
They couldn't get them. They couldn't get them lifted.
They never
onto the
got
truck.
them onto their truck, but they certainly got them into the street.
Southern Vermont says Tyson looked rough at start, looked empty and drained. Reminded me of Carmelo. Swamp Picker says, "Hey, John and Jen, nice to see you."
Hello.
Yeah, Whatnot and an OnlyFans merger coming. That would be, jeez. Alicia says on eBay, if you fall below a certain criteria, then you get charged an additional 6% when selling an item, and eBay has shared that your items are more suppressed than those of top sellers. Yes, not only you're going to pay 6% if you're fortunate enough to make a sale on that item, it's going to be harder for that buyer to find it. That's if you fall below 3% on your lates, and if you have too high of returns. So, and there's no real number for what's too high on the returns. It's just dropped my stuff. There's no real number that you have to meet on that. It just depends on how you are as compared to your peers. You don't want to be very high. Southern Vermont Vintage says, nice, 2 sales from the thumbs up. Every week it happens. What a coincidence, or is it? I just like the karma. I think it's good. I think it's the kind of karma we want. That's why you guys come here, I think. I don't think you guys come here to listen to me. I think you guys come here for the karma. Basket Noodle says, we used to have forms from EMS systems to help fight chargebacks. If what goes to the aggregate processor is willy-nilly, pretty much lose every time. And I think that's why a lot of people lose in chargebacks. And people say, well, how do I even fight a chargeback? I think a lot of times people just reply to the chargeback and don't submit really any or enough documentation to fight the chargeback. And even people who actually open a chargeback, they don't submit enough documentation to support their case a lot of times either. Junk Trader says, there's a girl who lives in Vegas and she's on Whatnot late at night. She is a hoot and a half for any of you late nighters who just need entertained. Her name is Twice Loved.
Twice Loved.
Twice Loved. Scott Garvin, I'm late. We'll watch the replay. Looking great, John and Jenna. Thanks for the chats. Keep us lonely old sellers like we have friends in this reseller world.
Well, you have Scott, a friend in us.
Yes. Look, this is the way I look at it. I don't know, I'd say 70, 80% of you. Like the 20% that come on here, maybe we've met before, maybe we haven't. But the fact that you guys come, watch the video, either in the chats or in the comments, that means a whole lot to me. It's more, it's just not me just saying that. It means a lot to me that you guys would take your time to be here to watch these lives and or to spend time watching the video after the fact and then leaving a positive comment or something about, maybe helping me out or maybe answering a question, maybe making a recommendation. All those things, it's like you living across the street and you're a reseller and I'm able to go to you and ask you for advice. It's sort of like that. Not quite the same, but it feels that way. Basket Noodle says, so really a good idea if you get a chargeback and plan, do a search online for the proper forms. Yeah. I mean, how bad do you want it? We talk about eBay, selling on eBay and making sales. You're up against a chargeback. You got to really fight to win your case. These credit cards companies, they're not really in the business to just side with the buyer. But if you don't provide them with enough information to show that the buyer wasn't defrauded, then they're going to side with that buyer. You have to fight it like it's you're doing so from your merchant account. Yes. Junk Trader says, hope it's okay if I mentioned her. LOL, she's not on all the time, but I watch when my insomnia hits and she's on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check her out.
But
yeah,
you must be on the
it's
East
okay
Coast.
If you mentioned them.
Anissa must be on the East Coast, though, because they're on the West Coast. I don't see them really going on whatnot that late.
There we go. He's here. I don't need to.
Okay. Did I win the printer or not? I'm glad you mentioned it. No, I wasn't going to forget, but I wanted to get to the comments.
You don't need a printer. You don't
Let's
even
do
run
this.
labels yourself.
Let's do this because I don't want to get necessarily through the comments, all the comments right
What
now.
are we going to use? Hashtag.
Jadens. Jadens. And I got to get the tool pulled up. So thank you for making me aware we're kind of late. Bear with me a second here.
Giveaway.
Yeah. Giveaway tool. We'll pull that thing up.
I won earlier. Sorry about your luck.
Giveaway page. Here we go. Sorry about that. So
Am I late for the WSOP ticket giveaway? Mr. Sadie says.
Oh boy. So we're gonna do hashtag JAD. Can you put it in the chat? Hashtag Jadens for me, so that people know.
They're doing it.
Okay. So we're gonna start collecting the comments from you guys. Give you a few minutes, and we'll do it before we stop. Bassetts says eBay buffers a lot of the chargeback fee expenses, but you only get one shot there. Yes. Cole says also promoted listings pay per click is a scam. I set a $95 daily budget for 2 days. Within 12 hours, it charged my account $375. I stopped the promo and it charged me $280 the next day. Ripoff.
Whoa.
Yes, I did notice that for whatever reason, if you set a budget, say $6, they will go over. Now, how can they do that? That should be on them if they go over. Basket Noodle says it's the aggregate that makes decision as they have no bias. Right.
Mhm.
Southern Vermont Vintage. If you're here until the end, it is easy to restart the show and leave a quick comment in the comment section. Yep.
Yeah.
I won earlier. Sorry about your luck. Mr. Sadie Larry says, am I too late for the WSO ticket giveaway? No. What's going to happen is you're going to win the printer. You're going to have to sell it, and you can use that money to buy in your tournament. Larry Todd says, don't believe Anissa. She will cheat you out of T-shirts.
Oh, stop. I don't believe that for 1 second.
Alicia says, I found your two lovely faces when I was desperately seeking where to find inventory and how to manage eBay. Your 40-40 rule is what I use when purchasing items during auctions.
Oh, that's so cool.
Awesome.
See?
I'm glad it works. Basket Noodle says, so my merchant account, say Chase, Manhattan, Wells Fargo is the aggregate actual processor, and say Chase is also the cardholder's bank.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, I knew, and this was on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So I think we're at that time where we're going to do the drawing. So let me pull up the drawing page so you guys know that I'm not
And
cheating.
hello to all those that didn't comment, but you're putting in your chance to win the printer.
Okay, so this is for the Jade. For those of you guys don't know, and I want to give them a shout out. Shout out to Jadens for supplying this. Can you unplug that?
Unplug what?
That printer down there. I want to show you guys what you'll win. You're not going to win this one, but you win one. It may not be the same colorway. They have different colorways. And is unplug it and just hand it to me. So this is what you're going to win. It is a awesome Jadens printer. Bluetooth. It looks it's dusty.
dirty.
It's dusty.
Good
Yes,
Lord.
it's dusty. But it shows you that I have it down there. I'm using it. And it's Bluetooth. So you don't have to have it right next to your computer. It is, those of you who don't win and are interested in buying one, use the link down below. But it is very much as good, if not better, than a regular, I'd say, Rollo printer.
I think
Just as
it's
a point of
better than
reference,
Rollo.
because the regular Rollo printers don't give you the Bluetooth functionality. that
Yeah,
this one gives.
I like mine. Mine is all white.
And if I want to print something like my
I'm gonna let you do this. I don't.
okay, I'll hook it back up. I get stuff that I need to do on the 4x6. Like I'm labeling the tubs for my parts, and I'll just print it on that, right? And I'll do it from my phone, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I
Works
love
really
it.
well.
I love it so much. I'm so glad we have it.
So let's go ahead and start collecting the comments. We have
Get ready.
43, so we're going to go ahead and run it. So here we go. Good luck to you guys. Who is going to win? Who is going to
I'm
win?
gonna take her.
Busy Girl's the winner.
Busy girl! Woo!
So, congratulations to you, Busy
Yay!
Girl. Now, I need you to do me a favor. Busy Girl, I need you to send me an email at flippin'ain'teasy2020@gmail.com. I have put that in the chat. So, yeah, that's right. Yep. Busy Girl was the highest bidder. She won.
Yay!
But cool. We see Busy Girl all the time in the chat, and she's not every week, but she's with us most weeks.
She's with us a lot.
And so we thank her for being here. But check out the Jadens printer using the link down below. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, and Busy Girl, just make sure you send us an email, because I can't tell you how many times we've had to try to chase people down for their address. So please.
My name didn't show in the raffle. I think it did. When I flipped over, I didn't have the screen showing, but it went through like a dozen names.
Yeah, it does it really quickly.
But it took me a minute or a few seconds to add it to the stage. That was kind of on me. So, but anyone who put hashtag Jadens was in the drawing.
That's awesome.
So Susan says, I was on time away and got sales. Looks like I need to take time away more often. That happened to Mike Camparelli. He was time away, and he made a ton of sales. He had like 30 some odd items to ship when he got back home. So I think that's where we're going to end it. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to those who got into the drawing. We had 43 people. Maybe it could have been more. Next time, we'll hopefully put the keyword out maybe halfway through the show to give more people a chance to put the hashtag in and to enter the drawing. But again, thank you for being here. We had over 130, 140 people watching. What did you have?
Busy Girl. No, don't look for the link. You don't need to do the link. Aren't they gonna?
No, she needs to email me.
Yeah.
Email me your information, because what I'm going to do, and that's, I have it in the chat, flippin'ain'teasy2020@gmail.com. Because what I'm going to do is you're going to email me your address, and I'm going to send that over to Jadens, and they're going to send it directly to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you send that to me, because we've had people who've won. They didn't send me an email and they didn't win. So we had to do the drawing again. I don't want to have to do that. So
yeah,
send us the email and we'll make sure it happens.
Yes.
So thank you for being here. An awesome Monday live. A lot of you are going to watch the game right now. I guess I'm going to be one of them too. But I have a date with a box of cables, and they're not happy with me.
Also, we will not be live on Friday.
Yes, no live on Friday.
Are we going to do Thursday?
We could do Thursday if you want. Well, no, can't do Thursday because I'll be gone. I'll be bowling. I have my league on Thursday.
Yeah, we can't do Thursday.
So
maybe
can't do
we'll
that. Maybe she'll do the live on Friday.
No,
but
it's not happening. Guys.
So we'll see you guys on Monday, because she just.
I have a Christmas tree, a 12-foot Christmas 12-foot Christmas tree to put up by myself.
Excuses.
I am Miss Little 5'2"
Excuses.
12-foot tree. Okay.
She didn't have these excuses last week when she was saying no. Where's the love?
I'm done.
Where's the love?
Now you have to feed me.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. We love you guys.
Have a great week.
Have a great rest of your day.